What's up, YouTube? Please do not copyright me. This picture is not mine. I got it off of Cobra Kai. I think it was on Instagram, but I went to Instagram and I screenshot it. So please do not copyright me. So basically, this is going to be Wadi Naruto was in Cobra Kai. So basically, Naruto's not gonna have whisker marks and he's not gonna look like an anime character. Nah, scratch that. I know this is an entire different topic. This is not Naruto at all. What if I was in Cobra Kai? So, so no racism, because there might be a little things in here that y'all might think is racist, but let me just say something. I'm not racist and there's no racism in here. So basically, I'm dark skinned. So I'm dark skinned and my hair's about 1 to 2 inches. No, that's not as small as you think it is. It's actually, if you have a ruler, you'll see that it's actually tall. But my hair is 1 to 2 inches. So basically how this what if is gonna go down is I'll be Miguel's adopted brother. So y'all, get it right. His name is Sholo Maridueña. Well, it might not have the but you know what I mean. So let's just say Carmen adopted me because it was kind of hard for her to have a baby, and then all of a sudden she had Miguel. Like, she adopted me, but 2 days after that, she figured out that she had Miguel. Like, so yeah. I was a baby too. Like, I was literally a few days older than Miguel. So let's get right into this what if. So, and I might make myself, kind of like a kickboxer like Tori. So let me stop talking, bro. Like, I'm talking too much. So basically, how this what if is going to go down is we're going to skip to the beginning of Cobra Kai. We're going to skip all of the Johnny part, and we're just going to head straight to the school fight. So basically, while Miguel is fighting the bully Kyler and his friends, I then come out. This is the first time you're seeing me. I then rush up to Miguel, and I say, "What's going on, amigo?" But here's the thing. I know I'm talking a lot and saying a lot of, things, but I just need to say this. I've had a couple of kickboxing lessons, and I know how to kick, and so let's just say I watched the UFC a lot, and then so I copied Conor McGregor in Floyd Mayweather's moves. So let me stop talking. Let's get right into the video. So then, Kyler is going for a punch from Miguel, as then he then punches me right in the face. I then look at him with an enraged look, as then Kyler looks at me and then he says, "Oh no," but he says, "Oh doo-doo," as then I punch him right in the face, kick him right in the rib, and spin kick him right in the face. As then a few other bullies then come, as then I block both of their attacks, chopping both of them in the chest, kicking one right in the face, then spin kicking one right in the jaw, as then they fall on the ground. The school fight's then over. Me and Miguel then get me and Miguel then get pulled over. When Nana answers the phone, she says, "I'm so proud of you." As then, oh no, nah, never mind. She says, "I'm so proud of you." As then, we then skip to when Miguel was talking to Sensei Lawrence. So he told Sensei Lawrence everything, and then I walk in. I say, "Miguel, come on. Does mom?" And that is then he says, "What?" I think this was around the time where, Miguel's mom knew that Miguel was doing karate lessons. So I then don't join the dojo. We then skip one day. And then we see a lot of students as me and Miguel are just standing there. So basically, my name is going to be Bulldog. So instead of him just calling me my regular name like he did with Hawk, he's gonna call me Bulldog. So yeah, Johnny Lawrence is gonna make a lot of mistakes, and then Johnny Lawrence is gonna call people out, and then we skip one more day. As then we see Johnny, he's gone. As then we see that a bunch of students left. Johnny said, "More quitters." Okay. As then we just skip to the important part where Hawk walks out and then he comes in. And then we skip to the end of the episode. "We do not accept defeat in this dojo, do we?" "No, sir." "No, sensei." And we kick butt in this dojo. So we then skip to when they're learning astronomy. Astronomy. Yes, astronomy. Never mind. Okay. As then, they're talking about pigs. As then, what's her name? Sam then asks Miguel, "So what were you thinking about sex?" Okay. As then Miguel then stutters. As then he says, "Well, I think it's a female." As Sam then replies, "Oh, yes, I concur. I agree." As then we then skip to when we see me, Miguel, and Johnny Lawrence. He then says, "Okay, let's just cut the nonsense. Y'all are clearly the only one to win. Y'all are clearly the only one who are gonna, the only one. Y'all are my only students who are gonna win." And then Miguel then says, "So I'm your top student?" No, Bulldog is. As then Miguel then looks sad for 1 second. We then have a time skip because this video has already been 8 minutes and I haven't really said anything. We then have a time skip to see a Miguel. We then have a time skip. Is then we see Miguel. He's been drinking because Sam hasn't been answering him. Then we go back to my position. Sam's still not answering. No, I don't know what's going on. Hey, bro, you should probably just take it, a little, what should I say, chill. As then we then see Sam walking down a hill laughing with Robbie. As then Miguel walks up as Bulldog follows him. Miguel then says, "Who's this?" As Sam says, "This is my friend Robbie." Are you okay?" No. You don't get to turn this on me. I called and texted you all day, but you could never answer me? My mom took my phone. Oh, how convenient. Your mom takes your phone as soon as it's time for. Sorry for that slight interruption, but let's get back into the word. Your mom takes your phone as soon as it's time for you to call me. Is then Robbie then says, "Back off, man! Like, hold on, chill." As then Miguel is about to push Robbie down. No, Miguel pushed Robbie. Robbie is getting up. As then he's gonna say, as he then says, "What's going on?" As then Robbie says, "Hey, you want to try that again, man?" As then Miguel is about to punch Robbie. As then I sweep him by the legs. As then Miguel then falls right on his arm. He gets back up, and then he says, "What are you doing? You're gonna lose your girl by doing this." As then Sam, for the first time, she then looks at Bulldog. But his real name is Brian. Just yuck. She then looks at Bulldog and falls in love because she's a snake. You know what I mean? And then she starts to plot her next evil plan. As then she leaves Miguel. Now, don't get me wrong, Mary Mauser is legit. Samantha LaRusso is horrible. As then Robbie then touches Samantha right on the back and says, "Let's go." Miguel sees this, as then he starts to get fury. Fury then builds up in his eyes as all the Cobra Kai then look at Miguel. Miguel rushes at Robbie, as now he's choking Robbie right at the neck. Me, as the older brother, then punches Miguel right in the face. Miguel then falls on the ground. As then I lift up Miguel by the hoodie. And then I say, "Listen, you don't do that. You understand me?" But he has to walk away. I then pick up Robbie and ask him, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, man. I'm sorry. He's drunk." And then Sam says, "Well, you can tell him to stay drunk. I'm leaving him." As Bulldog then walks back. "Hey, why did you do that, Bulldog?" Hawk says. "Hawk, when a bird takes its wings, does it always try to kill the first thing it sees? Yes, you strike first. You strike hard. But first, you have to listen and watch. A hawk watches its prey. Watch what the prey does before he eats the prey. Isn't that right?" As then everybody then sits down and restarts the party. We then skip to the tournament. Yes, that little saga with Johnny and Ralph Macchio. And Daniel DeRusso then happens. We then skip to the what's it called? Dang it. Wait, what? They then go to the they're now at the tournament. So now they're at the tournament. As then they say, as then Johnny Lawrence gives out his little speech. As then all of the Cobra Kai yell, "Cobra Kai!" As then when the announcer announces Cobra Kai, when the announcer announces, "And the next dojo from Reseda, it's gonna be Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai," is then they start chanting Cobra Kai. Instead of Miguel being in front, it's gonna be Brian in front, like he's just right there. And then Miguel looks at Samantha, and then he looks at Robbie with a death stare. They see this, which is Daniel, all the Russos. Miguel's gonna show absolute no mercy. We then go on to see the first fight. Miguel versus some random. He then does the crane kick. But when he does the crane kick, he puts his enemy down. And when I say down, he put his enemy down. Like, the man can't even get back up. But he's not disqualified. It's now Bulldog's turn to fight. Bulldog's blocking all of the moves. As then he goes to the edge of the mat. Then he closes his eyes. Daniel LaRusso sees this as he says, "Wait, he couldn't be thinking." As then he opens his eyes, forcing, bulging up his muscles. As then the random then comes rushing at him. As then Brian closes his eyes, and then he yells out, "Bulldog!" as he punches the random right in the teeth, knocking out one of his teeth. Daniel LaRusso knows what he did, because then he thinks in his head, "That's what Mr. Miyagi did to break that board." No, that tree, or whatever it was that was on Chosen's father. As then he says, "But he uses defense. That's no ordinary defense." As then we then skip to the Hawk versus Robbie match. Bulldog tells him, whatever Robbie says, you don't listen to it. As in, Robbie's not going to injure his shoulder. So they then get into a fight. Hawk scores 1 point. Robbie scores 1 point. Then Hawk goes for his Superman punch to Robbie. But then Robbie sees an opening, as then he turns his hand into like a knife shape. As then he strikes Hawk right in the tummy. As then Hawk falls on his knees and arms, falling to the ground. Moon sees this, as then she rushes out of the stands, coming to Hawk. Hawk is what you would say disabled. As then let's just say there's another level to what Mr. Miyagi did, and he only healed Daniel that much because, he didn't want to hurt Daniel's feet. So then Bulldog then comes. As then he asks for a candle. They give him a candle, but they pour oil all over his hands. As then the fire is now in Bulldog's hand. He then rubs his hands together and touches Hawk right in the chest. Hawk can now breathe. As then he gasps a lot of air. Then he says, "Thanks, bro. I'm gonna go and fight No. If he hits you in there one more time, not even I can be able to heal that." So yes, there is a limit to what Bulldog can do. But Daniel LaRusso was spying on them. He says, "Mr. Miyagi." As then he goes, some stuff happens. So basically, it's going to be Robbie versus Miguel, and Xander versus Bulldog. Cobra Kai then chants, "Bulldog, Bulldog!" As then Xander is doing so many flips, it kind of catches Bulldog off. But while Xander's doing all those tricks, he then goes in for a flying Superman punch. As then Brian punches him right in the chest, making him fall right on his back. He then gasps in pain, but he gets back up. Daniel and Johnny Lawrence then realize Brian has not let his opponent score not even 1 point. As then they realize this too late. Xander goes in for a flying kick as Bulldog catches it. Johnny thinks that he's gonna do something unprofessional, fight dirty, as then he spins Xander around, making Xander fall on his back. Xander gets back up. Match point. As then Brian then uppercuts Xander. Xander then falls to the ground. Then Daniel still thinks that he's gonna show no mercy, but he picks Brian up by his hand, lifting him up, and then he fist bumps Xander. We then go to Miguel and Robbie's fight. Miguel wants to go crazy, bro. So he's fighting Robbie, and then he kicks Robbie right in the arm, breaking Robbie's arm. Not any slight interior dislocation, but still, it's really bad. As then we see Daniel as he looks over at Johnny, but he reads Johnny's lips. That's not how I taught you how to fight. Don't fight dirty. There's nothing dirty about winning, Sensei. You taught me that. As then Daniel says, so Johnny actually is trying to change Cobra Kai. So basically, what's going to happen is Daniel gets in a full pro fight with what am I saying? So they then go on with the fight. Robbie gets kicked Robbie kicks Miguel right in the face. Robbie doesn't even try to help Miguel up. Is then Miguel scores the last point, but it's because Robbie dodged the wrong way. Now they look. Sorry for the noise in the background. Now they look up, and then they see it's Bulldog versus Miguel. Miguel looks at his elder brother, Bulldog, Brian. They then say Miguel, and then the others say Bulldog. But they don't care. Oh, please don't copyright me. They look at each other. As then Bulldog says, go all out. As then Miguel says, the only way I'm going to go all out is if you go all out. Bulldog then second thinks what he just said. But he goes in anyway. He's fighting Miguel. As then he punches Miguel right in the jaw. As Miguel then coughs up spit. He falls right on his arm. 1 point. As then I just got lost in thought. As then Miguel goes for a punch as Bulldog catches it right with his arm. Then he punches Miguel right in the rib, making Miguel fall. Miguel then says, go all out! But they're all surprised. He's not going all out? As then he says, I want you to come at me with everything you got. As then Bulldog says, okay. It's them. I keep saying as them too much. Miguel is gonna go in with Bulldog, and they all see this is in a UFC stance, not a karate stance. And then he goes throwing punches, as Bulldog says, "Fireball Mirage," as then he punches Miguel. He punches Miguel 3 times, and then he punches him right in the gut, making Miguel fall. He then picks back up Miguel. But Miguel yanks down his arm. As then his arm. Like, listen, so if it weren't for his muscle that stopped it, he would have probably broken something. You know what? I don't think I'm gonna end for a part 2. Yeah, he would have broken something. But he goes on with the match. Wait, no, he's already won. What am I talking about? Okay, and they say, winner and New Year's top. Bulldog. Wait, no, Brian. I don't know what Miguel's last name is. Yeah, so yo. We didn't skip a few days. They ruined the Valley Fest thing, but they asked, who wants to take on the champ? Yeah, you see what I'm doing, you did. So then a girl then comes in, as she says, I'll take him on. As then Brian looks back as he sees what's his name? Wait, so y'all don't take back all of what I just said, but take back the part where the LaRussos thought that Miguel was a cheater, so he never yanked the arm. He never showed any cheatingness in any way, and Sam didn't get that mad at him. But when he did try to punch Robbie, he did get swept by the leg, and he didn't try to choke Robbie. So, and what's her name? No, Hawk and Moon are still gonna be together, but what's his name? Miguel and Sam are not gonna get back together. It's actually gonna be Robbie and Sam. But Miguel, I don't know how I'm gonna put this. I can't put him with Yasmin. I'm not gonna put him with Aisha. So basically, the last person to put him with is no one. Miguel's gonna be a free bird. Alright. Nah, I know what I'm gonna do. So instead of going up against the champ, she goes up against Miguel. The fight still happens the same. But Brian's talking with Torres. Then he then says, hey, so have you ever tried out hot fudge with 3 pancakes and 8 cookie dough? I don't know. I'm just saying some random stuff. I don't even know what to say, bro. As she says, no, I didn't even know that was a thing. Well, it is now. And then I keep saying that's them. Yeah, that's what it is. It's just horrible. I might not post it, you know. Nah, I'm gonna post it. So what's going on? Is then she says, you know, the only way is to have fun. So what I'm gonna do is, Brian doesn't usually have a crush on, you know, like girls. He just let the girls come to him. But he actually has a crush on Tori. But then when he sees Tori and Miguel, He then says, "No way." Yeah, we just skipped the entire John Kreese episode, but then we go to where not Chubbs, but Chubbs did that weird thing where he says, "I'm flipping the script, Hawk style." What have you done to yourself? So basically, he is still trying to flirt with Tori, but Tori then tells him. But then, while they're walking through the forest, he then sees Miguel and Tori. As then, instead of that other kid bumping into them, he bumps into them. Johnny Lawrence is watching, as in the background, as I think Johnny's already sensed or saw that Brian likes Tori, but let's just say everybody in the class saw them kiss. So yeah. As then he looks at Tori and Miguel. Tori then goes for a spin kick as he pushes Tori right on the ground, making her fall. Instead of waiting for Miguel to come to him, he comes at Miguel. He punches Miguel right in the arm, then spin kicks him right in the face and kicks him right in the chest. As then Miguel falls in the ground. He then looks at Tori, and then tears start to come to his eyes. But they did not trash the Miyagi dojo because they never got in a fight. So, as then he just walks away. Johnny says, "Well, it seems things are not going well with those two." But he sees how he never took their headbands. He takes Hawk's, Aisha's, and he takes Chubb's. Now he doesn't take Chubb's headband, but he takes most of the Cobra Kai's headband. So now it's only Tori, Miguel, and Chubbs. Chubbs actually was caught trying to hide, but Tori, she never got a headband because she couldn't. So she spin kicks Chubbs right in the face and takes the headband right off. They then end up right where it's Miguel, Tori, and Bulldog. Bulldog went crazy. He just climbed the entire tree and he's sitting up on a branch. As then it's just Tori and Miguel. They're fighting, but when Miguel's about to take the headband off of Tori, Bulldog then falls to the ground. As then he walks over at Miguel, kicks him right in the gut, and rips his headband off. So you could say this is breaking the bro code, but he picks Tori up. As then they get into a little fight. He doesn't hurt Tori at all. But when Tori then goes for a punch strike, he then grabs her right on her arm. And then he pulls her in and kisses her. As when he kisses her, he takes off her headband, throwing her right on the ground. Tori does not know what just happened. It was all so quick. It's 1 second she was fighting him, and the next second she kissed Brian. As then Miguel comes rushing at his brother Brian. As when he goes to punch Brian catches him. Then he's choking Miguel. He says, "You can't beat me. Did you know that?" And then he whispers in his ear, "And you know something? You'll only get stronger, but so will I." Because then he then throws Miguel right on the ground. Kreese Yodos and says, finish him. But he doesn't finish him at all. He just walks away. Miguel understands what happened. So we then go to Tori and Samantha's lip scuffle. As we skipped an entire episode, it's now episode 2? No, season 2, episode 9. And I think it was called Lull. I don't know. I think it was called Lull. I don't know. I'm not going to look that up, you know. So basically, we see Miguel. We see Miguel. But Bulldog comes and he asks Samantha if she's okay. Now, look at this little switch up. Miguel made up with Robbie at the party. Tori likes Miguel, and yeah, she does not like Bulldog. So basically, he asks her, "Are you okay?" Okay, let me just make this straight. Bulldog is not like skinny. No, not at all. He's, let's say, who can I compare him to? Floyd Mayweather. His muscles and everything is as big as Floyd Mayweather. He basically looks like Floyd Mayweather, but he's taller. Like, he's 1 inch taller than Miguel, which is actually taller than you think. Look up 1 inch. So, oh yes, I'm sitting on my chair. So we then see, Robbie, Miguel, and Tori as they're looking outside. As then the music comes on, and I love that music. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. As then Samantha have been wanting to do this ever since season 1. Her and Bulldog then kiss. As then they finish, and then Bulldog, as then Samantha leans in for another, as Bulldog holds out his hand, but he can't resist. So he kisses Samantha. We then skip to the next day. This is when the giant school fight happens. Miguel and them don't really get involved. It's just Robbie and Bulldog. No, they fight outside at recess or something like that. I don't know if they have recess, but after school. They fight after school. So there's no life-threatening events happening. But they then start to fight as Robbie, of course, gets beat up. Like, you're not going to beat Bulldog. We then skip to season 3, episode 1. Now listen, what I'm saying right here is nothing like season 3 is going to be like. So don't expect this. Don't hold it against me if what I say is not going to happen. And just never mind. I'm not going to say that. So this video might be 50 minutes depending. It's at 39 right now. So we then skip, and then Mr. LaRusso showing Bulldog what he showed to Kyler. And then he asks, he's made up with Robbie now? He asks, so how about you come join me on the dough? Brian, aka Bulldog, then gives him the death stare. And then Daniel switches the conversation. He then says, I can't really leave because number one, my brother hates me. Well, he doesn't hate me. They made up. Number two, I can't come to Miyagi-Do. No. But then Daniel interrupts him. Why? You should really come to Miyagi-Do. We teach literally everything you do. Huh. What are you talking about? If I get mad, or super angry, or just crazy, or if they want me to get all out, or if I have to protect someone, I don't show any mercy. This then shocks Daniel LaRusso, like if it's someone close to me, and it's a strong fighter, like Sensei Kreese, who needs to leave. I'd go all out on him, throwing punches. You saw a little bit of it while I was fighting my brother Miguel. He wanted me to go all out, but I didn't go all out to the last. But I didn't want to kill him, so I didn't. And plus, I'm not a murderer. Daniel and Amanda actually like him. He can cook. He can literally do everything. He has good hygiene. He has good choice of clothes. And one day, he's working, as in Robbie. Then he says, hey, what's up, Bulldog? Nothing really. So, he's actually spending most of his time at the LaRusso's house. Sometimes he even sleeps there. No, not like that. They live in a mansion, so they have a guest room that's next to Sam's, which sometimes, when Sam gets lonely, she watches movies. She goes over, she gets some popcorn, she watches movies, then she goes back to her room to go to sleep. I was just about to sneeze. But, no, it's not like, no, I'm not, never mind. I'm not talking about that. It's just, that's what they do, you know? So one night, they all have a family night. And Mrs. LaRusso comes over. She sees him cooking. But then she says, oh, I got some stuff from the grocery store. As in, Brian says, what's that? Oh, do you want me to help you? As in, he takes the bags. Then he goes over to Amanda and Johnny. Amanda and Daniel. He has great manners. As then, we go to William's we then go to Johnny Lawrence's point of view. He's barely been coming to practice. We need to do something, Kreese says. As they then look at some of the students, they feel lonely. Miguel feels lonely. The one who mainly feels lonely is Tori. Tori and Sam aren't the best. They're not friends, but they're not. Listen, so they're not enemies, but they're not friends. They don't have a passion. They don't hate each other with a passion anymore. But all of Cobra Kai then go to golf and stuff. And then they see all of the Russos. Even John Kreese came along. They see all the LaRussos. They see all of the LaRussos. And then they say, has he joined Miyagi-Do? They then ask him this later. Have you joined Miyagi-Do? I'm not planning to. Okay. He then says, okay, we're gonna go over to Sam. And then Tori then start looking at him, wishing that she had chosen. No, listen, she loves Miguel. But she misses him and she wants Bulldog to come back. She then says she wishes that she could have somehow helped Bulldog. As then, she looks over as she sees Samantha and Brian kissing. She starts to get enraged as she is gonna walk up to Samantha while all the LaRussos are there. And then she says, "You think it's okay to be kissing Brian right in front of me?" "What do you mean? He's my boyfriend." "Yeah, but still, you're with Miguel, right?" "Yeah, but still, it's getting annoying." "Yeah, he was my best friend." "Wait, you love Miguel. Do you love both of them?" As then Tori then looks and she says, "No!" And then she wants to punch Samantha so bad. They've heard all of this. As then, what's his name? Miguel looks at Tori. No, Brian looks at Tori. He says, well, what's going on here?" Tori and Samantha. So guys, this is where I'll be ending off this part. There's no light goal. I'm just gonna do this as many times as I want. So I'm just gonna keep doing this because, yeah. Peace. So tell your friends on your social media accounts and social media platforms I'm really off right now. Should tell your friends on your social media platforms. And if you're not already, consider hitting that subscribe button. It's not that hard. All you need to do is, hit the red button, and then when it turns gray, that's how you know you're subscribed. And then you see the little bell. You're going to press that, and then it's going to show some notifications. And don't even consider pressing the one that says literally 0 notifications. Just press the one that looks like it's a ding dong bell that's being hit, and that's how you subscribe. Peace.